Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Shane Secor with Backwoods Brothers, and the video you're about to watch is a review of my turkey setup that I use for spring gobbler and fall turkey as well. And this video is actually will be posted on CERVICIDE's YouTube channel. So if you guys want to check that out on their channel as well, I'll drop the link down to their YouTube channel so you guys can watch it on there as well as Backwoods Brothers. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hey guys, what's going on? Shane Secor here with CERVICIDE. I'm a field staff member of CERVICIDE, and today I'm just going to be doing a little review on my turkey gun that I use for spring and fall turkey. We're getting close to turkey season, so I figured why not shoot it and see if I'm still good to go, and I'll do a little review on it as I'm doing it. Before I get started, I'd like to give credit to this setup to Jay Maxwell. He is on YouTube. His YouTube channel is 4610 Productions. So if you guys don't know him, go and check him out. He is one of the greatest turkey hunters I've ever seen on YouTube. He has a lot of success, and I got this setup from him. So this is a Stevens 301 410. It was like 200 bucks when I got it. I think it might be around 250 now. So it's it's fairly cheap. It's nothing really to it. It's a single shot break action. So then it comes with this rail right here. You can put a red dot on, you can put a scope, or you can just use the bead at the end of the barrel here. So I chose to put a red dot on. I have a Vortex Venom red dot on this thing, 6 MOA. It's awesome. I love it. With the red dot, you can sight it in perfectly and keep both eyes open as you're shooting, so you can get much better vision as you're looking for the turkey you're about to shoot. So yeah, that Vortex Venom red dot's awesome. Another thing that I added onto this, they comes with a full choke, but if you want to get a little bit of a tighter pattern, I suggest getting a Jeb's extra full choke. So I got that and put that in there. And the ammo I shoot is actually, it's called Rogue ammunition. It is TSS tungsten loads. I shoot, it is, let's see here, it's 3-inch shell, 9.5 shot, 27-32 ounces. And this thing, I mean, you could kill them at 50 yards with this thing. I mean, it's really incredible. It's a killing machine with those shells and that Jeb's extra full choke. It is awesome. So let's get right into it, guys. I'm going to shoot one or two at 20, make sure I'm on and good to go, and then I'll back up at 40 and show you guys what the pattern's like back there. So let's get started. All right, let's get this thing loaded up. Like I said, I shoot 9.5 shot, 27-32 ounces, 3-inch 410 shells. It's Rogue ammunition. So load one in there. And like I said, guys, I'm going to take one or two shots at 20, make sure I'm on and good to go. And then I'll back up at 40 and show you guys what this thing can do at 40 yards. And what I like to do, I like to put the red dot right below the base of the head, basically. Let me adjust this a little bit. Perfect. Okay. Okay, it's my first shot from 20 yards. See if I'm still on from last season. Well, by the looks of it, guys, I think I'm still on. Let's go take a look. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at that, 20 yards. Look how tight of a pattern that is. You got a little bit of an overspread over here, which is good, so 20 yards, I mean, you got to be on his head. You got to be on his head at 20, because I mean, if his head would bob over here just for a split second, you'd miss him. But that just goes to show, I mean, back at 40, 50, and maybe even sometimes 60, you could even put one down. But yeah, let's back it up to 40 yards and see what she does. Should be good right there, guys, and see what she does at 40 yards. Oh yeah. Gun is clear. Let's go take a look. It looks pretty good from here. Let's go take a look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so good. I mean, at 40 yards, you got a good spread out pattern. You know, so if his head's here, you'll kill him. Head's here, you're gonna kill him. Head here, you're gonna kill him. Head here, you're gonna kill him. That's what you want to see. Look at all those beads in the head, neck, even down in this area. That's what you want to see at 40 yards. So even back at 50 yards, you could kill it. You could kill one at 50 with that 410. Let's take this one down and compare the two. Compare from 20 yards, and we'll look at 40 yards again. All right, guys. So as you saw, I took two shots. I shot one at 20 yards. I just want to make sure I was good to go, still on. And then I backed up to 40 to show you guys what the pattern would look like at 40 yards. So this right here, this is what we got at 20 yards. So as you've seen, I mean, I didn't have to move my red dot at all. It was perfectly spot on, right where I want to hit, you know, right in the neck area. And as you see, I mean, at 20 yards, just totally devastating. You see how tight of a pattern that is. I mean, that's almost like a baseball or softball size pattern at 20 yards. So I mean, you know, 20 yards, 20 yards and closer, you got to be on, you got to be sure that you're on his neck or head or wherever you're putting your red dot or your sight on. You need to make sure that's spot on, because at 20 yards or less, you could easily miss this turkey. And that's a common misconception with shotguns. And, you know, people think, oh, I got a shotgun, I can just point at whatever I'm trying to kill and pull the trigger and it'll fall over. But I mean, that's completely misunderstood, I feel like, with shotguns and patterning shotguns. So I mean, at 20 yards, that's what you want. I mean, you want that tight pattern, that tight, like, softball size pattern, a little bit of overspread around here. So, you know, you got a little bit of a leeway, but not a whole lot at 20 yards. So that's pretty good with that Jeb's choke and that rogue ammunition that I shoot, TSS loads. It is just devastating at 20 yards. So this one here, let's take a look. This was at 40 yards. So this is really good too for 40 yards for a 410. I mean, you know, this is about what my 12 gauge would look like, you know, in reality. So, you know, 40 yard shot, you got a pretty well uniform pattern at 40 yards. So I mean, you know, his head's here, dead. Head's here, dead. Head here, dead. 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 You know, that's what you want at 40. And I mean, if you back up to 50 even, you know, because all you need is a couple pellets in the head, and they're usually gonna go down. But I mean, that's what you want at 40 yards, a good uniform pattern all around. So, you know, if he's bobbing his head left, right, up, down, your chances of getting him are pretty high. So as I said, you know, I shoot this rogue ammunition. This is kind of what it looks like, guys. Rogue ammunition. I just get it offline. You can just type in rogue ammunition on Google or whatever. And like I said, they make a 9-shot and a 9.5 shot. I like the 9.5 shot. You get a few more pellets in there. 27 32nd ounces, and it's a 3-inch shot. You can also shoot 2.5 out of there, you know, if you want to shoot just lead. But I definitely recommend shooting this TSS. I mean, it's really incredible. Like I said, 3-inch, 27 32nd ounces, 9.5 shot, and it's 1,100 feet per second. Rogue ammunition. So you guys should check that out. And like I said, this is a Stevens 301 410, $200 to $250. Anybody can get it. I mean, it's very cheap. Break action, single shot with a Vortex Venom red dot. You can get any red dot you want. You can do anything with this thing. I mean, it's very versatile. And like I said, I got a Jeb's extra full 410 choke to get that real tight pattern. A couple pros to this gun. I mean, it's light as a feather. You know, sometimes, I'm sure you guys know, I mean, you could be sitting waiting on gobblers to come in for an hour, sometimes 2 hours. You know, and if you're sitting there holding a big 12 gauge like this for, you know, hours upon hours, I mean, your arms are going to get tired after 15 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not Superman or nothing like that. So, I mean, holding my big old Mossberg 12 gauge got pretty tiring. But, I mean, this thing, I could sit like this. I could even do it with one hand. I could sit like this all day long. All day I could sit with this. It's light as a feather. Another pro to it, you know, it's a single shot break action, so it's really easy to operate. The trigger is fantastic on it. You don't gotta yank it. You don't gotta pull it real hard. It's real light trigger, easy to pull. Another pro, same thing. It barely kicks at all. I mean, as a 410, guys, kids usually start out shooting these guns. So it doesn't kick at all. Not like my 12 gauge. I know, some of you guys, I'm sure, shoot 12 gauges. I used to shoot a 12 gauge with 3.5-inch mags. I mean, after taking 2 shots with a 12 gauge like that, I would have a bruise on my shoulder. I mean, just ridiculous. But I mean, this thing, like I said, it doesn't kick at all. It doesn't kick at all. So let's go over a little bit of cons. Con, like I said, it's a single shot. So you got one shot. Unless you can reload real fast, but that's a lot of movement. If you miss them or something goes wrong and you got to reload, if your shot doesn't go off or something like that, you have a misfire. There's a lot of movement in reloading this thing. So you can't just pump one back into the chamber. That's definitely a con to this gun, just being a single shot. But I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I have yet to even get a second shot at a gobbler, let alone one shot sometimes. So I haven't had any issues whatsoever with just using this as a single shot. Another con could be, being as a 410, you can't fit as many pellets in there. So I mean, you're not getting as much shot out as if you shot a 20 gauge or a 12 gauge. If you shot the same thing, and actually Stevens makes a 20 gauge and the same exact gun, just a 20 gauge, you get more pellets in the 20 gauge and 12 gauge. So that's another con. But to me, it's not really that big of a con. I mean, he saw the patterns at 20 and 40 yards, and you can imagine what they'd be farther out, 50 yards or so. So to me, the pros outweigh the cons for this thing. I mean, this thing is just a turkey killing machine. I killed my spring gobbler last year, which you guys will actually see on the channel here coming up in May. This is the gun that I killed my spring gobbler with last year. I mean, it was at least a 40-yard shot. I mean, it was a super far shot with this 410, but it really did the job. I mean, it did the same exact thing that my 12 gauge Mossberg would have did. It was awesome. And believe it or not, guys, last archery season I shot my buck, and I had my buck already. So I was hunting with my uncle. I was carrying this for turkeys, for fall turkey, and he had his bow, and me and him were just sitting there eating lunch, and all of a sudden like a half dozen longbeards come walking by, and I couldn't quite see him because he was sitting they were over the hump and he could see him a lot better. So I just handed him this. I was like, and he was very skeptical about it. He was like, oh, 410, it won't kill a turkey. Yeah, he was very skeptical about it, but I'm like, just put that red dot on his head wherever it's at and pull the trigger. And I looked, I was like, oh, that's probably, I don't know, that's probably a good 50 yards, is what I expected it to be. So I handed him the gun. He shot, gobbler flopping on the ground. We're celebrating, we're all excited and everything, and we wanted to go run down there. But being that it was archery season, I still had my rangefinder on me. So I said, no, wait a minute, I'm going to range find and see how far that actually was down there. I ranged it again, couldn't believe my eyes, and it was 69 yards with this 410. 69 yards. And you guys can believe me or not, but I'm telling you right now, 69 yards, put a gobbler down with this thing last fall. Yeah, so like I said, guys, I mean, this gun is a turkey killing machine. And I mean, it's perfect for the the kind hunter like I am. I mean, I'm running and gunning constantly. I'm never really sitting still, unless I'm calling one in, obviously. But I'm constantly on the move. This thing is nothing to carry around the woods, nothing like a 12 gauge, like carrying a log around the woods. So I mean, this is nothing. This is perfect for the running and gunning type of guy. Perfect if you don't want to get your shoulder blasted off you every time you shoot your 12 gauge or something like that. It's perfect for that, guys. So I highly recommend this. Like I said, 410 Stevens 301 Vortex Venom red dot with a Jeb's extra full choke. You can't go wrong, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's a turkey killing machine. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you this spring.